Welcome to our Facebook Live series for front-end developers. We will be starting in 5 minutes. If you have any questions or if you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, or what organization or school you are representing, let us know that you are here in the comments below and say hi. Hello guys, how are you? Happy Friday! Who are with us tonight? So let us know, tag your friends that we are live right now. Share this live. Hello, everyone. So let's give a shout out. So hello to HJ Miranda. Hello. Ryan Velarde says, hi po, Ate Atcha. Hello, Ryan. Good evening, guys. Karen Joy says, hello, hello. So guys, introduce yourselves, where you're from, what organization or school you are representing. RM Lacno says, shout out from Bulacan State University Bustos Campus. Shout out. HJ says he's from University of Caloocan City. Wow, Caloocan is far. Hello. Ralph says, thank goodness it's Friday. Yes, happy Friday, guys. And I hope you will enjoy our webinar for tonight. This is a really interesting topic. And I hope you invite your friends. Sharing is caring. This is a free webinar. So don't forget to tag your friends. Oyo Bunag says, missing you, Efren and Nerissa. Sario Torek, wait. Sario Torek Campo, Esther says, hi from Gordon College, Olongapo City. Shout out. Ralph Padden says, shout out from UCLM from Cebu. Ralph, can you tell us what UCLM stands for? And we'll give it a shout out. Hello from Pampanga, says Ree Arpon. Good afternoon. Jed says, good evening from Silay City. Jay says he is from Colegio de Montalban. Wow, we're all over the Philippines. Jay says, Colegio de Montalban, shout out. Okay. Wow, Jude says he's from Data Center College of the Philippines, Lawag City. Okay, guys. So we are having a lot of viewers tonight. Don't forget to share our free webinar. So while we are waiting for 6 p.m., so we have 2 minutes left. So let me introduce myself. Hi, everyone, and good evening. My name is Acha Abe. I am the social media assistant of Filta, and I will be your host for tonight. So if you haven't heard of Filta, we specialize in e-commerce, digital marketing agencies looking for great talent here in the Philippines. We always we are always on the hunt for great Filipinos to showcase what we have to offer. If you're interested in working for really cool global brands, whether it may be from the US, UK, or Australia, check out www.filtaglobal.com/careers. Again, www.filta.com filtaglobal.com, slash career. So I will also put a banner here in our live. So to find out the job opportunities we are offering. So at the moment, we are hiring more than 22 full-time jobs, guys. So yes, you heard that right. 32 roles, and maybe one of them might be the one for you. So we're not only hiring devs, but also graphic designers, digital marketers, admin, and back office roles. So currently, we are hiring the following. We're hiring a mechanical draftsman, a research analyst, a data scientist, a digital project manager, Philippines-based, and a digital project manager, Sydney-based. So we will put in the comments the link to each role if you're interested to apply. We're also hiring a senior para planner. And we also, guys, we have a referral program. You can earn 10K. You heard that right, 10K by just referring a friend. Okay, so, okay, guys. So don't forget to check out www.filtaglobal.com/career. So to learn more about our jobs, make sure to visit our website. You may also refer people you know and earn 10K, 5K on the second week of hire plus 5K upon regularization. So you can refer to as many as you like. Just send your referrals to careers at filtaglobal.com. Okay. So feel free to also join our Facebook group for Filipino front-end developers. Talk to us, ask us anything related to front-end. So this webinar is dedicated for the front-end Filipino developers, and you are welcome to the community. So we are also inviting everyone to join our newly created Filta Careers page on LinkedIn to receive daily job updates, career advice tips, events, resources, and even motivational quotes to help you grow. So you can follow us at www.linkedin.com/showcase/Filta Careers. So now it is 6 p.m. and today we're going to talk about the introduction to progressive web apps. Our speaker for tonight will be presenting. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and then we will check them out later. So guys, I have a question for you. Do we have web developers here present today or aspiring to be one? Hello. Hi. Hello. Do we have web developers here? If you're a web developer, tell us what kind of web developer you are. Are you a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a full stack? Okay. Hello, yes. Okay, Rocky says he is an aspiring web developer. So, Rocky, this is the perfect webinar for you. So, we will learn more about progressive web apps. So, Lane says, hello there. Hi. Hi. So, Adrian says he is a front-end developer. Wow. We have a lot of aspiring developers. Someone said aspiring full stack. Wow, says John. Terrence says he is an aspiring back-end developer. Wow. Full stack. Wow. Okay, we have a lot of aspiring web developers here tonight. So guys, this is the this webinar will really help you learn about more about web development, especially PWA. So without further ado, I will now welcome our speaker tonight. He is a software engineer and a progressive web app enthusiast and an advocate trying to bring PWAs, or also known as progressive web apps, to more Filipino developers. He is also one of the community leaders of PWA Pilipinas, a community organization for PWA designers, developers, and enthusiasts here in the country. Let us all virtually welcome Andresito de Guzman. Hi, Andresito.
Hello. Hi
Thank you
everyone.
for
Hi
taking
Acha.
your time in our live today. Hello.
Thank you as well. Thank you for inviting me to share my knowledge to everyone. Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Andresito de Guzman, and since many of you are aspiring front-end developers and designers, I will be introducing to you progressive web app. So, as Acha said, I'm Andresito de Guzman, the community lead for PWA Pilipinas. So let's begin. So, over the years, smartphone, along with the internet, had been an integral part to society in bridging humans together regardless of distance. Imagine, in a few taps, one can send a message to relatives over Messenger, or one can send photos or videos of joy, of sorrow, of hope, and everything in between. We use these devices to connect, to work, and to play anytime, anywhere, even in the midst of Metropolitan's never ending traffic, and even today as we fight virus outbreaks. We even gotten as far as using our phones to hold our cash. Truly, many of us are now living this digital lifestyle. And of course, the driver of all of these are native apps that we install through app stores like Play Store and Apple's App Store. There's one saying that for anything you need, there's probably an app for that. And that's the case given the thousands upon thousands of apps on these stores. So let's look at some of the pros of native apps. First is that it speaks the native language of the smartphone. It allows offline use. Third is that it's engaging and powerful. And also, it's what's available on app stores. And of course, with any technology, there are definitely cons. And some of the cons of native apps is that you have to install it first before you can use it. And sometimes apps could be huge. With that, what if we try looking at other options, something that's familiar to us front end developers? The web, of course. let's look at this example. Try showing this to anyone and ask them, what's this? And many would be able to identify what that is. It's a URL that links to Facebook, which is a web app. So let's talk about web app. Some of its pros, just like what we did with native apps, where we look at the pros and cons, we're going to look at the pros of web app as well. First is that it's familiar, just like what we did earlier with Facebook.com, and you're able to identify what that is. It's familiar. It works everywhere. It works on your phone, your whatever that is, smart TV, your laptop, or your fridge if you do have a smart fridge. It's easy to share. You just have to share the link, and it's equally engaging. But of course, just like what we did with native apps, we took a look at some of its cons, and the web apps also do have some of the cons. First is that you sometimes need internet to use it. Sometimes it's not optimized for mobile, though recent technologies like responsive web design have enabled this to work on mobile and smaller devices. And also sometimes internet can be expensive and slow. As a matter of fact, I had a hard time connecting to this live stream, but here we are. So what if we took some of the good stuff from web apps, and some of the good things from native apps? Then we get progressive web app, of course. Progressive web app. Let's have a look at this new technology. So, a progressive web app is your traditional web app that you've originally know, like Facebook.com, Twitter.com, but they're added with native apps functionality. So we can say that progressive web apps are your traditional web apps but added with progressive enhancements. Let's have some of the key features of PWA or progressive web app. First is that it works offline, just like your native app. Imagine a web app na gumagana offline. Mind blown. Next is installable. Wow, parang yung native app, 'di ba? That you get to install from the Play Store. You can install a web app. And it's engaging because it has push notifications and access to hardware APIs like geolocation, for example. And it's smaller than most native apps since people have been optimizing for the web for so long, so that it has a smaller size or footprint than your typical native app. And since this is a web app, still a web app, progressive web app, it's shareable through URLs and also searchable from the web. So let's have a look at some of the examples. I'm gonna show that anymore. So just for us to know or to have a first glance at what a progressive website or progressive web app is. Oh no, my light turned off. Okay, let's look at some of the examples. First, let's look at the international example. Okay, so if who uses Twitter.com here? Can we see at the comment section? Does anyone use Twitter here? Twitter.com on your browser? And you get okay. So if you do, then most likely you're already able to have an experience with progressive web app. So if you were able to, you can try going offline. You can try going. Okay, Rocky said he was able to use it. So try going offline, and you're not going to see, if you're using Chrome, you're not going to see the dinosaur anymore. Instead, you will be shown with something from Twitter.com instead of showing that you're offline, so on and so forth. But still tell you that you're offline, but you're not going to see the browser default offline page. So yeah, so that's PWA. We also have one for Instagram. So if you don't want to have the full-fledged Instagram, you can just visit Instagram.com and install it on your phone, on your Android phone, and or even on desktop if you'd like to. Let's have a look at some of the examples. Here are some of the sample apps that I've built so that we can see some of its use cases here in the Philippines. So let's look at transportation first. So I've built a simple train tracker app, a progressive web app that you can track it allows you to track your current location and tells you at which station you're currently in and at what station you're going down. And yeah, that's a good thing. So when you get to scan this, actually you can scan this right now. So if you were going to ride the LRT1, you can try it out, put your destination, and also put where you're coming, what station you're currently at, and it would tell you the current station you're in and at which time you will be at the other side at your destination. It's pretty cool. You can try this out. And the good thing about this is that when you get to scan it, you can immediately use your web app instead of having to install it first. So this is a good um, feature for businesses that that conversion is important to them. So they could leverage progressive web apps for that. Okay, let's try looking at an example that is related to food or quick serving restaurants. This is a sample as well that I've built. This is Quickeats, and it allows you to order food without having to install an app first. So if you scan that QR code, you log in, you can immediately select the food you want, have it delivered, and when you wanted to have it the next time, you could just simply install that progressive web app, which is nice, especially when you're a restaurant. You can just give out flyers, have them scan it, and then have them order immediately. So it's fast. This is another cool example I've built, and this is for a museum since it's somehow like art. So this is a sample project I've built, which is Project Museum, and it leverages progressive web app and machine learning to enable you to identify which art piece is that. So if you get to scan it, let's say you're in a museum and you wanted to learn about the different art pieces or collections in that museum, you can just simply scan that QR code, and from there immediately be able to identify the name, the details about that art without having to install anything upfront. That is cool. You can scan this right now and have a look at some of these examples. So you can try them out or try. It's still working with a few data set, but the what do you call this? The future is promising for this kind of use case. So bakit nga ba siya or why is it called progressive web app? So let's have a look at the word progressive. So when we say progress, it means to move forward or onward towards a certain destination. And the person that coined the term progressive web app is Alex Russell. And here he described it he described progressive web apps as apps that are not packaged and deployed through stores, but they're just like your typical website that just took the right vitamins. So they still keep the web's ask when you need it permission model. So if you ever get to see the memes where a pop-up would show that ask for your location, so that that is what it's referring to with that ask when you need permission model. And it also adds in new capabilities like being top level in your task switcher, which I'll be showing later, and to be on your home screen. That means to install it. And in your notification tray. So progressive web apps can send you notifications. So users don't have to make an wait choice upfront, and don't imply signing up for something dangerous immediately just by clicking a link. So they need to earn your trust first. So that's why they become progressively like apps. Kaya siya naging progressive web app. So it needs to gain your trust first. So website lang siya, needs to gain your trust, and then during that process, may gina siyang apps. Parang dating lang dati, mag-asawa na after. Parang ganun. So it's a different look or a different take at an app. So let's look at that progression. Ano ba sinasabi niyang progression? First, it begins a site begins its life as a regular tab, just like any other website. It doesn't have superpowers already. I mean, immediately. But it's already built with the foundations ng isang progressive app, like being secure, it needs to be secure, having a service worker, which I will be discussing later, along with manifest and responsive design. So if you're already building responsive design, then most likely, no, you already have the framework in building progressive web app. So magiging, parang ano lang to, it's a drink, tapos lalagyan natin ng cream on top. Parang yun, icing sa cupcake. Yun. And, so, when they get to use your app frequently, let's say, yung kanina sa Quickeats earlier, that you always order, sometimes it kind of gains your trust along the way. Diba? And if it does, and you feel na parang, oh, I really need this web app, then you can install it. So, after that, when you're able to install it, it can then be now installed or launched from your home screen, just like any other apps you use daily. So, when it does, magiging na siyang top level, yung web app magiging full screen, and it can work offline. So, being able to work offline makes it feel like an app, di ba? Parang yung traditional native app mo. So, that makes it a progressive web app. So, if you were able to try out Project Trend, or if you just wanted to try, this is how it looks like. So, let's say you were able to find a QR code for Project Trend in that picture. So, you can immediately use it. So, track mo na yung ride mo and use the app now. And then, if you feel like it's useful to you, you can install it on your phone. So, as you can see there at the third picture, the bottom of it, there's Add Project Trend to Home Screen. Right? So, when you click that, it would ask you if you wanted to install it. So, if you click Add it to your home screen, it would be installed on your phone, just like any other apps that you tend to install from Google Play or App Store. And then, so, let's say, the next time you ride the LRT, and you wanted to track your ride, you can just simply launch it from your home screen. So parang Grab, di ba? Sakay ka Grab, open mo yung Grab, or any other apps out there. Launch it from there and use it as is. And the cherry on top is that it feels really much like a native app. Yung web app na ginawa mo, or any e-commerce web app na ginawa mo, can reside on the home screen and can act just like any other native app. Like you can see there, the picture, Project Trend, you can, it feels really much like a native app on your phone or on your laptop, on your Windows device, and almost any other device. So, ganun siya kagaling. So, yun na nga, nakita na natin yung importance ng, what's a progressive web app, and we've had a look at the word progressive, kung bakit siya progressive web app. So, now let's have a look at why would you build progressive web app. First is that, just like I've told you, it works on all form factors. The good thing about being a web designer or web developer is that hindi ka lang bumubuo for desktop, but you're also building for phones and any other form factor. So, it's already a good thing. Hindi kagaya ng native app na one for Android, one for iOS, or if gusto pa sa desktop, one for Windows, one for Mac. Diba? This is an easier option. And it's also ubiquitous. And yeah, since it's almost in all form factors, it's everywhere. And platform independent. So, yun nga, web siya. So, you can build the progressive web app once and have it everywhere. Diba? Sa phone mo, sa computer mo. It's also cheap to make. Since learning web is easier than native apps. So, it's easier to make. And it's also accessible to most people. As you can see there in the picture, Twitter.com works on lower end phones. So you can ensure that users can access your app well, really well. And also we have different form factors coming, like the Galaxy Fold and Surface Neo, and more foldables to come. And you can use or take advantage of the upcoming APIs for the web in there. So let's have or let's have a look at the rising popularity of progressive web apps here in the country. So bakit nga ba gagawa ng progressive web app sa Pilipinas? First is that it's convenient for users. Kagaya nung what we've discussed earlier, you can take advantage of that convenience. Second is that installation is not necessary. Diba? In our lives, we want things fast. Diba? Mabilisan. Mabilisang pagpunta sa isang lugar, you use taxi hailing app, gusto mong mag-order, you can order through an app. So, being able to have a service na you don't have to install it first will lead to even better conversion, or dadami yung customers mo in if you're ever doing that or leveraging that no install functionality. Also, it's fast. And since Philippines has slow and expensive internet, like slow, how slow? Really slow. So, kaya being able to leverage progressive web apps, yung hindi mo kailangan mag-install muna, means a lot to Filipinos and would mean a lot to Filipinos. And it's also cheaper to develop. Since maraming web developers sa Philippines, dadagdag kayo doon, syempre, it's cheaper to develop since you only need to build one. So, hindi mo kailangan matuto hindi mo kailangan mag-aral gumawa ng native Android app, native iOS app, native Windows app, native macOS app, native Linux app. Di mo alam gawin. And it's also starting to become capable like native apps. So imagine, you know how to build a web app. Ayan. Let's try I'll answer this first to remove the confusion in your mind. So how is a PWA different from a web app? A web app is still yung traditional na web app na alam mo. Yung progressive web app is like an icing on top. It adds yung parang native app functionality doon sa web app mo ngayon. So, yun. Okay. So, yeah, it's starting to become capable like native apps. Imagine, yung web app mo, pwedeng gumana offline, pwedeng makuha yung location mo kung kailangan mo. Should ask users first and if you wanted to access yung camera and more, send notifications, web apps or progressive web app is almost as capable as native apps. And another reason why is that if you're going to look at this image or this map, there's no representative from Philippines yet. So we need you to know about progressive web apps, and we want you to build a progressive web app, to learn about it and to build it and to consume it. Yan. So let's look at the inner workings ng isang progressive web app. So ito yung ilan sa essentials, and I will be discussing it tonight, wherever you are in the world. So yun nga, no, what's its difference from a web app is, first, you need a web app first. So gawa ka muna web app. Yan. Tapos let's add these icings on top. So first, it needs to be secure. It needs to be on HTTPS. The good thing is that almost every website needs to be HTTPS now. So it's way more common these days. So mas madali siya maging PWA. Also, you need a web manifest, which I'll be discussing later, along with a service worker. And to add the cherry on top of that, you can utilize modern web APIs. So what's additionally, no, anong difference from a traditional web app to a progressive web app is yung certain paradigm shift in development. Kasi diba pag sanay tayo na web development, parang minsan what do you call this? Sanay tayo na we're not thinking of scenarios na pag offline or how to, parang sanay tayo na ito yung i-render mong page, yun na yun. But it's a little bit different. It's more closer to native app development, actually. So let's discuss the actual model. So if you've had experienced konting native app development, or if sanay kang mag-download ng app sa Play Store, 'di ba you get to download yung parang pinaka-shell nung app or yung pinaka-tinatawag nating app itself. Now you have to using the app shell model, no. This is what we will be storing dun sa device ng user. So it contains yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript na needed to manipulate yung app. So wala pa yung data. Sanay kasi tayo dati na parang magkakasama na yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript kasama yung data, lalo pag gumagamit tayo ng PHP, di ba? Magkahalo na yun. Parang yung PHP code mo sa taas, tapos yung HTML, JS, CSS, nandun siya. Pero ngayon, medyo iba siya ng konti. Gagamit na tayo ng, ano na siya, naka-layer na siya. Meron kang front-end and back-end. So, sa front-end side tayo. So, if you're using frameworks like React or Angular, then most likely alam mo na kung ano yung app shell model. So, yun. Kung ano yung ginagawa mo ngayon, yun. It's the app shell model. And then you just have to consume yung content from an API. So, this is how it looks like, no? So, yun nga. Since you're using React.js to create yung logic nung front end and yung view, so, that's what we'll be storing ngayon doon sa browser ng user. So that when they repeatedly load yung page, maglo-load siya agad. And pag offline, ito yung ibabato mo along with yung error message or error view na gusto mo ipakita. So, ang kailangan mo na lang kunin is yung content of which most likely merong back-end people na magbibigay sa atin ng API. So, ano yung pwede mong gamitin? What frameworks can you use for progressive web apps? Any. Kahit ano. At kahit wala. Even if you're not into frameworks or libraries, you can still do it. You can still have a progressive web app because this is a standard. A web standard, actually. So you can create a progressive web app with React.js, with Vue, with Angular, Svelte, ano pa ba? And many more. So let's have a look at what I've said earlier, no, yung manifest, app manifest. So, yun nga, no, if you are medyo accustomed ka na in building native apps or have heard of it, meron tayong tinatawag na parang manifest, an app manifest. Doon nakalagay yung icons and yung ibang details necessary for the browser or yung OS to know yung needed, yung data na need ma-display, like yung icons, ano yung gusto mong name and colors, and this is a JSON file and this is how it looks like. So, yun nga, no, it's like what I've said, there's the name, the short name, kung saan mo gusto mag-start pag kinlik mo yung icon, tapos gusto mo bang full screen or ayaw mo, nasa sayo yun, tapos yung mga icons. So you have to define yung mga icons there. Kung install siya sa low density, low resolution na phone, you will define it until sizes na bigger. So dyan mo lahat sila i-reference. Next is yung service worker. So ano siya, the best way to say or to explain is para siyang network proxy, middleman. So, meron kang device, meron kang network. So, itong service worker, siya yung nasa gitna. So, siya yung nagko-control ng network request. So, yun nga, since it is able to handle yung request, and then, this is really powerful. It's powerful because when you're offline, this script, actually it's a JavaScript file, you get to put it dun sa sa web app mo, and then it would act as a middleman at all times. It will work at all times. So even when you're offline, let's say may rule ka dun sa service worker mo na script na if offline, return offline page, or if offline, ibalik mo sa akin yung naka-cache kong data. So it allows, TLDR, it allows your progressive web apps to work offline. Wow, diba? Yan. Yun. Pero medyo complex siya, no? So, if gusto mo ng recipe na madali, meron tayo ditong recipe sa workkit.rs. Nandiyan siya sa slide. And we have different strategies, different flavors, no? You may choose na it would always get from your network. Pwede naman na always from cache. So, let's say, meron kang parang skeleton of your app, yung app shell, you can always return that. Or pwede naman na it would get it from there. Tapos pag may new update, it would get it from there. And, yun. Pwede namang fallback lang. Let's say, meron ka ng traditional na web app, gusto mo lang to show something when you're offline. So you can do that as well. Meron ka lang offline.html or offline page. You can return that when you're offline. And we do have some tools already that you can utilize para hindi ka na mag-code isa-isa. Because it's a little bit tricky. You have to put each files na you wanted to store offline. So tools like Workbox can help you automate that thing. So this is the sample of service workers. So we have here, dineclare ko dito yung version number along with the set of files that I wanted to store. And then I just added some of the scripts na, let's say, pag ni-request ng browser na i-install ko tong service worker na to, what will I do? I will store each of the files I've listed dun sa cache. So naka-cache na yung set of files na to. Kahit na hindi pa siya nakikita sa page, pwede mo na rin yung i-store dun sa cache. So let's say, gusto ko i-store si offline.html. I-list down mo lang siya dito sa part na to, and then ibato mo siya, like as you can see there, sa fetch event ko, sa may bandang baba, when I am online, sige, go lang. Pero kapag ka offline ako, ayun, I could check kung nasa cache siya, or pwedeng ibalik ko sa kanya yung offline page na ginawa ko. Yun. So to recap, no, progressive web apps are your traditional web apps na supercharged with native app functionalities like pwede ma-install offline, pwede siyang ma-install, pwede siyang gumana offline, and may access siya sa hardware APIs. Tapos, may iba't iba siyang needed na parts. Like, una, kailangan siya mag-work offline, kailangan meron siyang service worker, kailangan meron siyang manifest.json, kailangan meron siyang naka-HTTPS siya, kailangan secure. Ayan. So, with that, no, yun lang. Thank you. So, we'll be checking if we have questions from our viewers. Meron ba questions dyan?
Hi, Andresito.
Present. Hi!
Hello. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you for your time for being in our Facebook Live today. So yes, let's check from the audience if you have any questions. So we have more time to answer your questions, guys.
Mm-mm. So yes, meron ditong question or like mention from, saan ba? Puro present, daming present. Wow. Okay. Sabi ng Flutter. So, yun lang yun, one word, Flutter. So, yes, meron web capability yung Flutter. You can use that, no? Pero, parang more recommended siya if talagang target mo is yung mga native platforms and you just wanted to have something for the web. So, yung web part ng Flutter is a progressive web app na din siya agad. So, yun. Okay, so we do have other questions. Okay, so ano ang difference ng PWA from SPA from, I cannot click it though. Ayan. Ano yung difference ng progressive web app from Kelvin to, hi Kelvin. Difference ng progressive web app from single page application. PWA is more of an umbrella term sa lahat ng web apps na may offline capability tsaka pwede install. So yung SPA na ginawa mo, na single page, kung SPA man yan, multiple page man yan, server-side rendered, whatever you call it, as long as web app siya, part siya ng progressive web app if it matches yung criteria na nakaka-work siya offline and you can install it. And if you'd like to, you can add functionality na nag-access ng hardware APIs. Yan. This one is from, okay, let's have a look at this one. It's from Ariel Janine. Can we click this?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. From Ariel, ano po ang need na knowledge to get started with PWA? Need na knowledge, front-end web development. So, kung interested ka na sa front-end web development, You just need to know about front-end web development. Tapos dagdagan lang natin siya on top. Actually, this is where we're going din naman next eh. Kaya it's good na alam mo na ngayon kung paano mag-PWA. So if ever na a client ask you, pwede ba itong maging app? You can tell them na yes, we can make it as a progressive web app. So that you can, mas maging loyal yung customers mo. You can ensure loyalty, you can ensure na maging customer mo sila kasi pwede nilang install yung web app na ginawa mo sa devices ng customer. So, as long as you only need to know about front-end development. Okay, wait lang. Where's the VS Code question? Makita na siya
Okay,
about
so
VS Code.
the VS Code is from Arlene Quijano.
Yes, you may choose anything. No, so nung nag-start ako matuto mag front-end web development, alam mo ba na gamit ko lang iPhone? Maliit na phone,
Wow.
3-inch na phone. So, you can, as long as, the good thing about, diba, learning about front-end is that, hindi siya, hindi siya masyadong resource intensive. So, you can learn it using kung anong device na meron ka. So, yung mga devices ko talaga hindi powerful. Kaya hindi ako native app development first eh. More on web gaya ako. Kasi, yun yung natutunan ko agad. Yun yung madaling matutunan. So, you just need to, I just learned coding from a phone. So, dun ako
So,
natuto.
Andresito, what applications do you recommend for those who only have their phones for coding?
So, if naka-Android kayo, maraming choices ngayon eh. So, you can install yung code editors like, ano ba? May code editors na choice mo. Pwede, merong Coda and more. Yan. Meron tayong, if gusto mo magkaroon ng parang Linux terminal, so pwede kang mag-install ng Termux and from there, mag-start ka ng PHP web server. Or if ayaw mo naman, pwede naman na progressive web app, you can download a PHP web server from the Play Store. Tapos, matuto ka dun mag-web development and more. Yan.
So, are these free? The
Yes,
application?
free sila. Yes,
Okay.
they're free. The good thing about it is that about the developer community is sobrang giving, mapagbigay. So maraming free resources na
Yes.
that everyone can leverage.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look at meron pa bang question? Parang dami pa lang questions.
Yes, you have a lot of questions. So,
At this one from Ian Villanueva, can we show that?
okay,
Saan
Ian.
nasa-store yung cache? So, yung cache, nasa-store po siya sa browser. So, ayun. So, parang ano siya, diba? Nagbukas ka ng index.html na static, like file. Tapos minsan pag bukas mo ulit, naka-open pa rin siya. So, yung nag-handle nun is yung browser cache. So, the same mechanism. So, yung PWA mo will leverage that caching mechanism. Ayun.
Okay.
Saan naka-store ang cache ng service worker? Sa local storage. Yun, yung service worker uses yung cache API. Tapos, yung local storage mo is something you can use to store yung parang text. Like, let's say may data ka na list of people, list of ganito, ganyan. Pwede mo siyang store sa local storage para kahit offline ka, hindi mo kailangan laging kumuha sa network. Ayun.
Okay, next question is from Jesser Haniel. How long do you think PWA will be fully implemented in the Philippines?
How long? Or like, how long are we from having
Yeah.
PWAs here? So, medyo nag-start na yung initiatives namin. Kami, magto 2 years na yung aking org na PWA Pilipinas. So, it's starting now, but it's good na many people, many front-end developers, just like everyone of you watching, gets to know about this technology para, let's say, next year or in the coming years, diba, it's ubiquitous here na sa country.
Okay, next question. I think this is from a fellow student from Evita Carlos. Can you recommend a PWA project good for TCs? Ayan, kasi TC season na namin. PWA project.
The good thing about PWA is that wala pa masyadong studies about it. Wala pa masyadong nagpapasa ng ganito. For sure. Kasi nung college ako, medyo bago pa lang siya talaga. And naging benefit yun sa mga nagtitesis kasi there's mas madali mag-isip ng title kasi wala pang ganito. Bago lang na technology to. So, for sure marami, pag magpe-present ka, ay, ito po yung Android app namin. Ay, meron ng ganyan. Pero, kung gusto mo na medyo madali maghanap ng title, you can choose PWA. In terms of kung ano yung magandang PWA na project, marami. Ano ba? Pwede mong gawa ng PWA yun. Kagaya ng ginawa kanina for transportation. Baka pwede kang maggawa ng PWA na nagdi-dispose ng ticket or queuing system, 'di ba? Scan lang nila yung QR code, tapos meron na akong number 5, ganun, o 'di ba? It enables new use cases na hindi mo kailangan mag-install first. Like yun nga, yung queuing system. Scan mo lang yun, and then pwede mo na gamitin.
Okay, so
Okay.
next question is from Rohan. Do all browsers support PWA?
We're getting there. Majority of browsers, like yun nga, Chrome, Firefox, yung bagong Edge, no, supports progressive web apps. Or if even if they don't, no, users can still use yung app nyo kasi web app siya in its purest form, 'di ba? Web app na siya eh, so it's already working there. So if ever na i-update ng browser yung features nila, then it would become a better progressive web app through the years. As long as you add yung features na necessary.
Okay, so next question is from Jeter Haniel. He says, except from being used offline, what features do progressive web apps have that native apps lack?
So yun, native apps has offline functionality. Siguro, ang wala sa native app na meron sa progressive web app is yung fact na you can use it without having to install it first. Yung lagi kong binibenta eh, pag sa Filipino audiences na hindi mo kailangan i-install muna. Kasi may mga use cases like contact tracing. 'Di ba? Siyempre mo contact tracing, you have to get it from the Play Store before you can use it. It's gonna take time. Pero yung progressive web apps as a technology enables you to immediately do a certain action nang hindi mo kailangan mag-install. And aside from yun, sa contact tracing, this is good for businesses na like e-commerce and stuff na they just wanted their customers to immediately take advantage or purchase something dun sa site, sa app na yun. So that's one of the key benefits ng progressive web apps or web apps actually in general.
Okay, next, thank you. Andresito, next question is from Angelo Agulos. Ask ko lang po if HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is enough para makabuo ng isang progressive app or any suggestion na iba pang tools na need.
Definitely. Since ano siya, this is a standard. This is a web standard. So, ang kailangan mo lang, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Kaya nga sabi ko, if gusto mo na bumuo ng PWA nang hindi gumagamit ng React, Angular, and those frameworks, pwede. Pero if gusto mo na mapadali or masimplify yung paggawa mo, pwede kang gumamit ng mga yon. Pwedeng gumamit ng frameworks, tools, pwedeng jQuery actually, though medyo hindi siya advisable, pero you can still use that. Use anything na alam mong gamitin. Ayan.
Okay, so Andresito, do you have any questions that you want to answer?
Ano pa ba tayo? Yeah. We have here one pa from okay, we have one from Alea. Ayan.
Alea.
Is PWA not just another technological buzzword? It is a buzzword kasi parang ano siya eh, it's like a new breed of web app. So parang the same way na 'di ba, yung HTML5 has been a buzzword back in the day. Pero HTML lang naman din 'yun, 'di ba? So the thing about this is that mas madali natin ma-market. Yan, mina-market ko sa inyo yung PWA, madali ma-market sa non-techie people kung ano yung progressive web app than just web app na gumagana na offline na install. Parang ano siya, parang it's wrapped into this new experience and new technology na may new set of user bagong user experience and capabilities. Yun.
Okay.
Ito pa, from Brian Espiritu din. Let's answer it. Is PWA good to link social media platform like FB, IG, or Twitter? So, yun. The good thing about is that if you're active on Facebook or any other social media, may URL ka lang, add mo lang doon. Tapos, pag inopen ng customer mo yung PWA na yun, if nagustuhan nila, pwede na install yung web app mo agad-agad. Kasi iba ginagawa, 'di ba? They would add links pero papunta siya ng Play Store. And from there, ang dami agad na nag-aalisan. Maalis sila agad. So with this, pwede mong gumawa ka, you add it to your social network accounts, yung link na yon, and allow them to buy something agad. And then if they love your service, they would get to install it. So that the next time na gusto lang bumili, the only thing they need to do is to launch it from their home screen.
Okay.
Okay. Ito, disadvantage ng PWA from Jo Marie. Siyempre, yun nga, lahat ng technologies mayroong cons. Ang cons nito is it's still an upcoming technology. It's already powerful. Pero let's say you wanted to build a game na sobrang laki or sobrang complex, then sometimes it might be better to take advantage doon sa bare metal talaga ng native sa OS talaga. So you need to use native apps for that, or minsan like Unity na touches bare metal. You sometimes need to use native apps for that. Pero sa mga ganitong situations like e-commerce or transport and many more, yan pa, yung mga customer facing apps that could benefit from immediately being able to use it. Yun yung advantage ng PWA. Yun yung mas strength niya actually. Okay, about PWA, is PWA prone in hacking or easy to hack? Maraming tatanong. Well, with any technology, walang technology na hindi na-hack. But you do need to secure it just like any other app or website you have. Kaya nga mayroon siyang requirement na it should be on HTTPS. Diba? Because it's designed with security in mind. The good thing about it is that the good thing about it is that yun nga, since it requires HTTPS and it's a web app, ma-ensure mo na the only thing you have to look for is yung domain name, like let's say only transact with this website. Diba? If it's not this website, then it's fraud, diba? So kumbaga ano yung pag-iingat ngayon, ganun din yung dapat na gawin natin sa PWAs. Ayan.
Okay, so last two questions for Andresito, guys.
Okay. Does PWA support search engine optimization? Depende sa web app mo. Kung ano yung strategy mo. Although yun nga, diba, mas preferred na mag-server-side rendered ka. Yun. Better if mag-server-side rendered ka. Pero pwede rin naman na mag-SPA ka. It's up to you. Pero yun nga, depende na yun sa kung ano yung mga SEO techniques these days. Ganun pa rin siya, actually. Nothing changes with that. But the good thing about, yun nga, nasabi mong SEO, web apps, PWAs have SEO. Then, the native apps, diba, kung ano lang yung nasa store, kung paano mo siya optimize sa store, yun na yun. Pero with progressive web apps, pwede mo pa siyang i-optimize para maging mas ma-highlight siya sa search engine and more.
So last question, guys. So Andresito, what will be your last question for tonight?
Okay. Ito na lang, medyo cute yung question. Sabi ni Rocky Ragay, is PWA available for PWD? Yan. Or yung mga having difficulties.
Good question actually, yeah.
Oo. Since the web talaga, 'di ba, is really built with accessibility in mind. Like may mga, 'di ba may mga set of standards tayo for accessibility. You can take advantage of that so that it would allow yung mga screen readers or mga iba't ibang input devices to work with your web app. And aside from that, 'di ba, since no install siya, pwedeng mag-scan lang siya ng QR code tapos magagamit niya na agad. So kung medyo hirap siya makakita and just wanted to accomplish something, just have to open yung progressive web app mo, so pwede niya magamit. Then maraming steps involved in native app. Yan, solutions. Yan.
Okay, so thank you so much, Andresito, for being in our front-end developers live today. So we learned a lot about what progressive web apps, the purpose of progressive web apps, the pros and cons, and what kind of technologies that we can use. Especially our audience today are aspiring developers, so they don't really have any knowledge, and this is a really helpful for us. Thank you for the knowledge, and thank you for also for suggesting apps that we can use, especially from what you have mentioned. They for developers, we have a lot of free resources. So thank you for your time, and that was really awesome. Do you have anything else to say for our viewers tonight?
Yeah, if you wanted to learn more about progressive web apps, we do have a community here in the Philippines that can help you out in your journey to learn about progressive web apps, and that's PWA Pilipinas. And you can follow us on the different social networks. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we have Instagram, we have our website. Just visit pwpilipinas.org or just look for PWA Pilipinas. We're everywhere. So wherever you are, we do have meetups um, about progressive web apps and about front-end frameworks. So if you're interested in front-end frameworks like Svelte, Angular, React, and more, we do invite speakers, not just here locally, but we invite speakers from all over the world. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you may do follow us everywhere.
Yes, thank you. And also, don't forget to check Andresito's social. So, as you can see on your screen, he has Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. He also have his website, andresito.xyz. So, don't forget to check it out, guys.
Yes.
So, follow us for on our Facebook page here at Filta and be notified for more events, free webinars, and if you want a job, guys, go to filtaglobal.com/careers. So again, if you're looking for job opportunities, we're hiring developers. So as early as now, if you're an aspiring developer, build your portfolio, use what you have learned in our live series today and for the following series to come. We're also hiring designers, digital marketing people. So again, feel free to visit www.filtaglobal.com/careers. And at the moment, we're hiring more than 32 full-time jobs. Yes, you heard that right. Again, 32 full-time jobs, and one of them might be the one for you. So to learn more again, feel free to visit our website. We also have a referral program. If you refer someone, you can earn 10K, 5K on the second week of hire, plus 5K upon regularization. You can refer to as many as you like. Again, thank you so much, Andresito. We learned a lot. Thank you everyone for participating. So participants, guys, so for your e-certificate of attendance or participation, we will be putting the link in the form down in the comments below. So don't forget to answer the form. It will only be open in the next 30 minutes. Again, guys, it will only be open in the next 30 minutes and it will automatically close after. Please expect your e-certificate to be sent to you next week. Again, it will be sent to you next week. Again, guys, happy Friday. Happy weekend. Always take good care of yourself. Stay safe. Always practice social distancing. Don't go out too much. And we'll see you again on our next live feed. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.